Alright, so I want to take you on a little journey of a time that I went to that hospital. Lydia, I'm going to need your help for this one. Alright, my little red gamer over there. I'll tell you when to cue it. So, one night, I'm out drinking. At this time, me and my vieja, we at this time, me and my vieja, I got in a little argument. Well, it wasn't little, it was pretty big. We're like the Joker and Harley story or the Mr. and Mrs. Smith story. And, you know, me and her just love too hard. And we just get a little bit out of control because we've been together for so long. And one day, me and her get in this argument, and it's my grandparents' anniversary. So I go drinking, and I start drinking a lot. I was really depressed, and then she calls me, and she's in the hospital. And I was like, what the hell? I was like, well, what's going on or what? And she told me that we had problems again. That she hadn't been able to pass the 2-month marker. And so that was happening while I was there stuck drinking and everything. And I was going to get a ride, but at that time her mom was upset with me. And so, like, her mom showed up over there, so it wasn't a good go for me to go over there. So I stayed back, and I was, like, really depressed. So I started drinking real heavy and shit. And, I remember I started drinking so heavy. They said I was like a fish out of water. I just remember hearing 3, 2, 1, and I wake up and I just feel the tube being pulled out of my mouth. I was like, what the fuck? And I was tripping out. I was like, what the fuck is that? My freaking tonsils were hurting like fucking crazy because I had that tube shoved down my throat. It was alcohol poisoning, and it ended up almost fucking killing me. I didn't tell nobody what was going on, and most of the drinks I was sneaking and pouring like fucking liquor inside of my beer when nobody was noticing. And I remember after they pulled that tube out of my throat, they pulled out the catheter and shit, and all you hear is whoop. Oh shit. I'm not gonna lie, it feels like an intense bust, if you will. Like you start all tingling and shit. You feel like chills and goosebumps running up your pipeline. You're like I remember I was like so discoagulated and shit from all the fucking alcohol. I was like, fucking shit, man. I didn't even know what day it was. I didn't even know what was going on. Well, it turns out I had gotten into like a mini coma. I was out for like a whole day. And yeah, they found me like that or whatever. Found me in somebody's backyard all fucking passed out. And just to lighten up the mood and shit, I remember after they pulled the tube out of my throat and the catheter, I remember I was trying to talk to ask for the phone, and one of the nurses came up. This was before I was married, so don't take this as a treason, all right? So I look at the nurse. I was like, "Ma'am, I need the phone." And you know, my fucking tonsils all fucked. And so I was like, shit. And so I was like, fucking voice doesn't work, nothing. "Ma'am, can I use the phone?" She's like, "Sir, you should rest. Try not to talk too much, so that way your vocal cords can adjust and all that." And I look at her and I was like, "Can I ask you a question?" And she looks at me and she's like, "What is it?" I was like, "The catheter, was it you that did it?" And she just looks at me. She looks at me funny. She's like, "What?" I was like, "Was it you that did it?" She's like, "What?" "The catheter." She just laughed, like she kind of laughed about it a little bit. And she's like, "Well, I can't say." And I looked at her and I said, "I'm gonna just say it was you, cause I don't want it to be that guy over there." And she started laughing. I was like, "I hope that's okay, cause I couldn't imagine somebody else playing with my junk." And in my mind, I was like thinking to myself, I was like, do you think she like kind of gummied it sideways to wake it up? Like, hey. Did she have to like kind of play with it or whatever? I was like, oh, I don't know, maybe snuck in a little baby bottle pop. Just playing. I just like to lighten up the mood. Almost fuck with me right now. But man, my throat was so fucked up. Now I know what porn stars feel like, man. That fucking shot my damn tonsils out like a motherfucker. I'm like, damn it, Violet. You too, Mariah. Willow. Kesha. All of you. Or any of them that do OnlyFans. Well, I don't know. I don't really follow OnlyFans, but I support you, you know? And until I get you that damn movie made and that little Cash App card, I guess until then, you do what you got to do, girl. I'm rooting for you, babe. Oh, that reminds me. Violet, hit it. Put the dramatic music. Hold on. Before I do that, you gotta. Hold on. Shit. Come on, work with me here. All right, Violet. There you go. Now Vay Vanilla is gonna go over there and rap on this dramatic beat, and I want to know exactly why you. I know I shouldn't have said bae. I know. I'm not your bae. I'm your husband. I forgot. I'm sorry. I won't call you babe. I'll call you wifey. Well, I finally get the phone call. Once I get the phone call. Or get the phone, I call her up I don't have her phone right now, and I don't want to use Carla's. I don't want her to get mad. That's the only one I brought today. And so I'm like, oh, Carla Triple L. I gotta get it correct. And so I finally get the phone. I call her up. Hey, what are you doing? I'm talking about my vieja. What are you doing? She's like, I was like, are you out of the hospital? She's like, yeah, I heard that you're in the hospital. I was like, yeah, I don't remember what happened. And she's like, well, I want to go see you and everything like that. And I was still in the hospital. And so we get out, and it's my family that finally picks me up, my daddy and my mom. And well, they picked me up and everything. My Oma was there, and I end up going with them for family on the Christmas. Get there, I had to try to eat, couldn't really eat. And then I just remember calling her up again. I got the phone. I called her to see how she was doing. I was like, how are you doing? My voice was shot for at least a whole day. I think it was a day. It could be wrong. It could have been a little bit long. But you know, all jokes aside and everything, like, that woman's been my ride or die for 13 going on 14 fucking years. On and off, you know? Like, but we're always together. Like, she's one of my biggest supporters. Like, when I finally said, you know what, I want to go to California and make a movie, she's like, fucking do it. She's like, do it. And she's like, don't forget about me though. I said, oh, I could never. I could never, or I won't ever forget about you. Oh no.